Well, I was engaged with Ben and living in LA, and I felt like, yes, I want to make movies and marry Ben. Jesus, I was only 19 or 20 years old, and I've never felt older in my whole life. And if I was honest with myself, there was a small part that felt dead or deadish. But then you tell yourself, no one is perfect. No relationship is perfect. Then I went to New York to meet with a director about a space movie, but one where they take space seriously, like sex trafficking in space. It was political, or at least they wanted us to think it was. Anyway, while I was there, the producer invited me to a play. It was in someone's living room with all the lights on, like nothing I'd ever seen before. So well acted. And one of the actors was this big, shaggy bear who kept playing all his lines, looking directly at me, which I knew couldn't really be the case, but it felt that way. And of course I learned later that it was. Afterwards, I got introduced to the cast, and the bear turned out to also be the director. He didn't really know who I was, who he did, or he figured it out later, and that was it. He started talking to me, and I talked back, and the dead part wasn't dead. He was just in a coma. And he was better than sex, the talking. Although the sex was like the talking. Everything is like everything in a relationship. Do you find that? We spent a whole night and next day together, and I just never left. But to be honest, all of the problems were there in the beginning too. I just went along with him in his life because it felt so damn good to feel myself alive. In the beginning, I was the actress, the star, and it felt like something. People came to see me at first. But then the farther I got away from that, and the more the theatre company got acclaim, I had less and less weight. I became, who? You know, that actress who was in that thing that time, and he was the draw. And he would have been fine, but I just got smaller. Then I got pregnant, and I thought, this baby will be ours, like really ours, but it will also really be mine. And he was so excited, and things were nice for a while, but kids, they belong to themselves. Like the instant they leave your body is a process of going away from you, and I didn't belong to myself. All of the furniture in our apartment were his taste. I wasn't even sure what my taste was anymore because I wasn't even asked to use it. I didn't even pick our apartment. I just moved into his. I made noises about wanting to move to LA, but nothing came of it. We'd go there sometimes on a holiday, but because he liked my family. But whenever I suggested we do a year or something, he'd put me off. It would have been weird if he had turned around and said, but what do you want to do today? Then this pilot came along and it shot in LA and he made so much money. It felt like a little lifeline thrown at me. Here is a little bit of us that's yours. And I was embarrassed about it in front of him, but it felt like, this is who I am. This is what I'm worth. And it's stupid, but at least it's mine. And if he had taken me in a big hug and said, darling, I'm so excited for your adventure. And of course, I want you to have your own piece of earth. Then we might not be getting divorced. But he made fun of it. He was jealous like he is. But as soon as he realized about the money, he told me to funnel it back into the theatre company. And that's when I realized he never saw me. He never saw me as something separate from him. So I asked him to say my phone number, and he didn't know it. So I left.